And then they keep rewatching it.
Hi, everybody. It's time for Hey, Robin.
What's sewing at the post?
Great. Hey, I've got some special guests today. I've got Deb Goble. She is the OKC Blanketeer meeting coordinator. And we have Dr. Means. She is actually our Project Linus coordinator. And then we have Sharene, who is a lifelong Blanketeer.
Lifelong.
And one of the head ladies that helped start this organization. So we're here today because one of our goals this year is to have a national blanket day, how we started out. But I'm going to ask you, what inspired you, Dr. Reynolds, to be a Project Linus coordinator?
Well, my mother sewed like spring crest draperies, and so I've always sewed. And my grandmother taught me how to sew on a treadle machine when I was little. And so one day I was living in Mustang, and I went by this church, and they had a sign that's saying they were going to have a blanket day. It's probably a National Make a Blanket Day, but I didn't know it at the time. And so I went there about a few weeks later, and they had some kits cut out, and I liked the Grinch. So they had about 3 kits with the Grinch. So it probably took me 3 years to piece them together. And so I brought them back in, and then just kind of went to maybe a couple meetings. I can't exactly remember. And then since I've always liked sewing, and I know that what a blanket means to a kid, when our prior coordinator had to move out of state, she asked for people to take her place, and it seemed like there wasn't anybody really stepping up. So I thought, well, maybe this is something that I can do. And it's been about 10 years, and they haven't got rid of me yet. So
Anyway, so Sharene, how did the Oklahoma City Blanketeers get started?
Well, we were coming into your store, several of us, and you had mentioned that you would like a Project Linus started up again. And it was something that we wanted to do, my cousin and I. So we started it up with your help.
Yeah.
And we started in 2013 in April, and we had the tornado in May. So we made many quilts.
Yes.
So that's how we started.
Yes, I was very well aware of the Project Linus because we had blankets coming from like all over the country, and I had this this Nissan van. So they would ship them in to Tasha's restaurant, and I would literally go pick up all the boxes
and bring them.
And we would take them to 16th, and we would open them, and we would separate them, and we would separate them by sizes. And some of the groups we helped that year were the City Church, because there were so many flood victims from the 31st. And so we would take a lot of the blankets that weren't really school age size, that were smaller, and we would take it to them. And we also had like 1,200 pillowcases sent to us from across the country on the May 20th tornado. So it was pretty cool. We did our first Project Linus blanket in 2004. I was at Genome Institute, and it was a booth. And if you bought 2 sewing machines, you could sell one to pay for both of them and give the other, have a drawing. So I wanted to do that again this year and give a chance for a lady to win a new sewing machine. So it's kind of cool. But one of the things we have now is we have Deb as part of the team. Yeah, Deb is the meeting coordinator, and she's doing special events and different things. So Deb, I'm going to let you tell us what have we got planned for the 2022-23 season coming up.
For next year going forward, we're doing a big push on helping Project Linus grow, because we need a huge team of women and men to create blankets for these little children so that they can have smiles on their faces. We're going to start off in January on our normal meeting day, which will be the 4th Saturday. It's going to be an open house, and that we're going to set up stations so you can see what Project Linus is all about. You can come in and meet the ladies and gentlemen that work. You can come in and sit down and try something out if you'd like, or just kind of see what goes on. And then in February, on the 18th, is the National Make a Blanket Day. And as luck would have it, that is a free day at the stitching post. Yay. So
Thank
We
you to
are-
Robin and Robert for all their donations.
Yes, because Robin and Robert support Project Linus by giving us a place where we can come and do our sewing, which is really awesome. And this is also a drop-off place for people to leave donations. So it's pretty awesome that we have
And
this.
gifts
They're
for Make a
pretty
Blanket
wonderful.
Day.
Thank you. Sharene, what are some of the organizations that Project Linus help? What are you delivering blankets to? That's one of your main jobs that you do.
Yes. Right now, we deliver to some main places. We deliver to the foster intake in Norman. And we take those up there because the children come in with nothing.
Yeah.
So we have the blankets there waiting for them. And they're fleece blankets for them because we need them warm and cuddly
Yeah.
in every size. So we take at least 20 there every month to them. Then we do Children's First, which is a program with DHS, which is close to all of our hearts. And we make 600 to 800 blankets for them a year.
Wow. That's a lot of blankets.
I mean, quilts. These are actual quilts. And then we
Yeah.
do receiving blankets for them
yeah.
because they take the mother, ideally in her last trimester, and start teaching her how to be a mother. And she's with the same RN through 2.5 years, and then they graduate. And I've been to one graduation. It was fantastic. They literally, they bring families together, but what it's done is it has significantly influenced the decline in shaken baby syndrome.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So
Yes.
that's
Very
Yeah.
another one. And then Children's Hospital.
Yes.
We do many things for them.
You know, that's one of the things is that we've done in the past. And I've actually got to see one of the families. There was a family of foster kids, and the mother was involved with us during Project Linus, and so we made blankets for them. And Deb, you've done embroidery for Dillard's, and I have
Mhm.
too. So all the ladies in the perfume counter at Dillard's got little gifts for the little girls. And so we basically
Oh,
went
that's
in and
fun.
sponsored these kids for a DHS party because they were trying to get her back together with their mother. They ended up getting adopted out, but it was just, I got to see some of the pictures from that. And I saw this one little girl, and she had that blanket. She was wrapped up. And of course, we don't expose children's pictures and that kind of stuff, but just to be in that intimate moment for
Yeah.
just a second, it's what it's made it worth. I always remember that when I'm going, why do you do this? Why do you, that's why Project Linus means so much to me. Because I've heard the stories, and I know, Sharene, you've been part of it, and you've seen lots of stuff, and I'm sure you have too.
Well, I've lived the stories. I was foster care, orphanages, adopted at a young age. And so I think for a lot of these kids, the blankets may be the only thing that they have that's truly theirs, And so
So, Deb, if I'm seeing this show, I'm cruising the internet on Facebook, and I see this, how can I be part of this? Where can I get a hold of you guys, and what can I do?
You can call the Stitching Post at 405-794-0026, and they would be glad to tell you when. You can also look at their
Yeah, our
classes
calendar.
menu, the calendar. Our meeting dates are on there. The other thing, you can call me directly if you like. Leave a message if I don't answer because I'm kind of busy sometimes.
Okay.
And my number is 405-306-2528.
Yes.
And
We also have a Facebook group.
we have a Facebook group.
Yes.
Thank you. A Facebook group, OKC Blanketeers, and all of our stuff is posted. Any meetings that we have, any events, things that are going on, things we need.
What's the fun block of the month that you're doing in your programs that I've seen you
mystery
talking about?
My gosh, the mystery
The
quilt,
mystery quilt, yeah.
of it's not really of the month. It's mystery quilt.
Yes.
And at Project Linus, the founder creates a blanket every year that is honoring one of her grandchildren. And this year it is Bon Appetit with Ash. Ash loves food, so the whole quilt is about food. And the blocks are super cute. And I will say this. It's not a quilt that everybody in the entire world is going to love because it's very specific.
'Cause it's
However,
paper piecing.
and it's paper piecing. There's a lot of paper piecing. However, the quilt, if we make these quilts, there will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of this same quilt out with little children, which would be an amazing thing to be able to see that out. The other side is when you're done with the quilt, the picture of your quilt is posted online and people can vote for it. And it's a monetary vote. So your quilt not only provides a blanket for a child, it provides funding for Project Linus for the following year, because the funds can go into when you vote for the blanket of your choice. And then what's really cool is they have some great prizes available for people whose quilt gets the most votes. And last year, the top prize was a Janome sewing machine. They also had a Cuttlebug cutter, which is the not Cuttlebug cutter. It's the light box.
So it cuts out fabric and shapes.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I
And 2 $500 gift certificates to Missouri Star Quilts. So they get lots of really great prizes.
So these prizes I will never win because I did the Gracie's quilt one time and Sharene finished it for me. So it was fun, but
and it's mine now.
it's hers now.
But we get the $20 that you sign up for. We don't have to share this money. It goes to corporate and it comes back to us the whole amount.
You have to just designate Project Linus Greater
Yeah.
OKC area, or we
So
don't.
Dr. Reynolds,
With
when
Diane being the our overseer.
yes.
Yes.
So what are some of the things when you do fundraisers? What are you raising? What are some of your expenses? I think people don't understand that. Yeah, we make blankets and people donate the fabric, but there's so much more to it that y'all need help with. What is that?
We need gift cards. We need batting. We need
That is a big
backing,
expense.
wide backing.
Yeah.
We need cute fabric.
Yeah.
So for each quilt, it takes like 5 or 6 yards of the same fabric. And so we get donations, which are great, but oftentimes we don't get them in that big of, and so, but batting and I'd say batting and backing are probably our biggest
Yes.
things.
And solid colors and blenders that would go with fabric that's been donated to us.
I
And
know of a
also-
little fundraiser that you might want to talk about. Deb,
Okay.
When you finish saying what you're going to say.
Also
Intri-
printing,
intriguing.
because we
Yeah.
need to print things out for the patterns and stuff like that. So
That's true.
there's a lot of different expenses.
Yeah, a little bit of advertising here and there, I'm sure. So what's a big fundraiser that these ladies might like to know about that we've got in the other room?
Oh yes, oh yes. So
I
the
don't know.
other
I'm
the
intrigued.
other fundraiser that we have
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
our
It's
a giveaway.
It's a giveaway. We have a chance. We have a beautiful
Machine.
Yeah.
301 that's painted candy apple red by David and Ginger Grimes.
And it's absolutely
Thank
beautiful.
you, David and Ginger. It's so beautiful. So it's $5 a chance. But if they buy so
If
many,
they
get-
buy 5 tickets, they get them for $20, so
Could
they
we
get one
post a
free.
picture also following
yeah,
this?
well, I'll post a picture of it.
Seems like
in
I
there.
saw a picture. Have you not?
And the
Is it not?
first,
I thought I saw a
posted
picture.
Gotta
we're
go
going to
again.
draw for the winner the first week in December. So it'll be a great Christmas present for
That's
someone.
true. So you got 30 days left, or a little over 30 days. So get in
And
here.
we do have tickets left.
That's right. Yeah. So you can come by the stitching post here at 901 Northmore Avenue, Suite B. We're right off of I-35, just south of the 12th Street exit. Just south of the 12th Street exit on the west side. You can come in here and our lovely staff will help you get your tickets.
And can I say one thing about it?
Sure, sure.
Robin arranged for us to get this machine totally set, ready to go. This value is over $1,000.
Yeah.
Well over
Way
$1,000.
over.
But if you're
Dollars.
wondering what's a 301, now everybody knows what a featherweight is. Well, its big brother is the 301, and it sews just as beautifully, and so you can impress all your friends at Guild or your quilting club
It
or
is
wherever you sew.
fantastic. It is what
Beautiful.
guild members are sewing with now. I've
Yes.
been watching.
Yeah, I know. I have a featherweight that the Grimes painted for me. Of course, it's blue willow blue, but
Oh,
Of course.
of course.
we are so grateful.
Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming down, Deb, Dr. Reynolds, Sharene, thank you all so much for coming and me shoving you in front of the camera at the last minute. I'm sorry about that. Thank you all for stopping in your busy schedules and coming down here and talking about Project Linus. So watch your emails, watch your posts. We're going to be talking about our National Blanket Day. We'll probably be giving away a brand
Bring
new
a
sewing
friend.
machine, and bring a friend.
Bring a
That's right.
friend.
And bring your friend. And I
Any-
always recommend you guys' group for people who are wanting to learn to quilt.
Oh,
And
Deb
they
has,
don't have time to go.
That
Yes.
was the other thing.
Okay. Oh, one more thing.
Deb has a wonderful day.
Yes.
We have an extra day as a work day here at the Post, and it's the fourth Wednesday of the month.
Oh, the Wednesday. That's perfect. It's very
The
small and
the
not
fourth-
that very busy.
The fourth Wednesday is intended as a place where people who are wanting to learn how to get better results with their quilts, or want to learn a technique, or have questions, or want to learn how to use a serger, can come in on that day and I can help them with it. But it's also an extra work day for Project Linus Blanketeers.
For people who can't come on weekends.
Yeah,
So, I mean, a lot of
people
people
that can't
ask
come
about
Not
on
that.
everybody can come on
weekends, yeah.
weekends. That's true.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is,
Or come both times. We
if
don't
you want to learn how to quilt and be absolutely fantastic at it, if you will sign up to do the Project Linus Mystery Quilt, Mary videotapes making of the block, and the pattern that's printed out is very detail oriented about how to put the block together. So she will teach you how to quilt, and she is an amazing, meticulous quilter, and she's an excellent teacher.
Oh, that's good. But I
So-
often recommend
Yes.
people wanting to learn to quilt or who are interested in quilting.
Mhm.
We have other
Come-
things they can do.
Come join.
Yes.
Come join the organization. Even if you don't know how to sew, by golly, we'll teach you how to rotary cut.
And we
There's-
need
very
sorters and pressers, and
Yeah.
And usually there's snacks. That's what
That's
I
true.
come for. I come for
Lots
this
There's
of
one.
food.
wonderful
I
There's
snacks.
know.
always
We,
food.
yeah, everybody that works for me loves coming on Project Linus Day. No, nobody calls in.
Let's say heavy snacks.
All right, ladies. Well, this is Robin Hill for Hey Robin,
What's
What's
so
on
in
at
the
the
post?
post?
and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
She's gonna knock that off yet.
No, you don't get to do
See, I think I stayed pretty focused. It was hard. It was difficult.